Finally, the wait is over. Robinhood just announced 2 new winning investment features that could put it at the top of the leaderboard for deciding the best brokerage around. Now, earlier this year, Charles Schwab and Robinhood have just been locked in this epic battle for trying to decide which one of them is the best brokerage around. And it started when earlier this year, Charles Schwab decided to copy Robinhood and announced that it was going commission-free trading. Huge deal. In response, Robinhood announced new features of their own, like their new debit card and 1.8% interest on your uninvested cash. In response, Charles Schwab decided to just YOLO and buy TD Ameritrade outright. They fused together like a Super Saiyan, and now they're both managing over $5 trillion worth of assets combined. In response, Robinhood launches 2 new winning investment features that could be the deciding factors in this epic battle. And if you guys missed the announcement, here it is in real time. Have you ever seen those Russian face slap videos? It's insane. Russia's like, we don't have atom bomb, but we have Vladimir. And the 2 new features are fractional shares, finally, and dividend reinvestment plans, or DRIP. I've been using Robinhood since 2014. You guys can see all of the stocks I own. I have close to 100 companies that are mostly all dividend paying stocks that pay me for just sleeping and doing nothing. It's amazing. It's the best investment strategy that I found that works for me. It's completely passive. Now, right now I'm earning about $7,000 per year, not per month. That would be super cool though. But throughout my journey of building this net worth and this value in this portfolio, I've never used fractional shares or dividend reinvestment plans, but they're incredible features and I want to show you how they work. Now, these 2 new features will be made available in the first quarter of 2020. So step 1, pull your phones out, and then go ahead and open up the Robinhood app. You may need to update it. Step 2, go ahead and go to the bottom right, click the messages icon, and you'll see introducing fractional shares. Go ahead and click on that, and then give me early access. Click on that, join the waitlist, and step 3, profit. Now, I really love Robinhood, despite some people thinking that they pay YouTubers for preferential treatment and positive reviews, and it's a shame because I don't even think they know who I am. I've never received any offers, which is again a shame because I'm accepting bribes all the time. So what are fractional shares? Well, they're exactly what they sound like, a fraction of a share. Now, recently Robinhood reached out to me to give me early access to this feature so I can give you an overview, and I actually just swiped up on spending $80 on a stock called ACOT on a market price of $1,738.49. That means I bought 0.046 of this company. That's very few shares. And also I totally lied. This is just a GIF. Choosing mothers choose Jikh. I don't know. It was on their website, moving picture. It kind of shows you what it's supposed to look like. Bet I had you going for a second there. You're like, oh, what? He's a liar. I'm leaving. Unsubscribe, dislike. Now, before this feature was available, you had to buy at least 1 whole share of a company, which is fine until you wanted to buy something like Amazon and realized it was way out of your price range because it's valued at $1,764.50. That's fine and all, but what if you wanted to buy the most expensive stock in the entire world? Berkshire Hathaway, built by the most successful investor in the world, Warren Buffett. 1 share of Berkshire Hathaway costs $338,800. Most people, including myself, could not afford it, even if I sold all of my investments, my kidneys, my girlfriend, my car. Well, I can't sell my car because I don't have one. So that means I have to settle for Class B shares. That means if this company was to get into trouble and go bankrupt, Class A shareholders would get priority over Class B shareholders. And when it comes to more expensive stocks, this is where fractional shares come in. Now, Robinhood allows you to invest in as little as 1/1,000,000th of a stock. So that means now you can invest with as little as just $1. $1? If that made no sense, that's okay, I'm a sociopath. What's cool though is that being a fractional shareholder still entitles you to getting dividends no matter what. So for example, let's take a company that's worth $100 and it's yielding you 10% per year, so $10, right? But instead of owning $100 worth, you're like, nah, I just wanna own 1%. So you put in $1. Your dividend yield is still gonna be 10% based on what the company's paying you, so 10% of $1 is 10 cents. Does that make sense? Hope it did. If not, just rewind and watch it again. Just hit the J button. Really useful. And fractional shares are not just limited to owning individual stocks either. You can also own exchange traded funds or ETFs by buying fractions of them too. So let me give you an example. My M1 Finance app, I have a ton of VTI in my Roth IRA account. But let's say you're just getting started right now and you don't have a ton of money, but you want to own a lot of companies to diversify across the stock market because you're smart enough to know that because you watch my channel and you smash the like button. Well, now you can do that by owning a fraction of an exchange traded fund like VTI. There's only two things you need to be aware of when buying fractional shares. And that is that not every stock is eligible to be purchased as a fraction. Only stocks that are worth $1 or more with a market cap of $25 million or more can be purchased. If a stock is not available, they will let you know when you place the order, but that still covers most of the market. And the second thing to be aware of is that by being a fractional shareholder will not give you the same voting rights as somebody who owns whole shares of the company. So don't think that you can buy a fraction of Class A shares and expect to get priority over somebody who owns a whole share of Class B. And this is because for every one whole stock that you own, you get exactly one voting right to decide the leadership of the company. And it seems every single month I will get papers in the mail asking me to decide the next executive, the next chairman, CEO, whatever it is. And it makes me feel really cool because I feel like I'm a part owner in a business and I get to decide its future. So I'm really excited to get these, and then I'm gonna throw them all away because ain't nobody got time for that. And then I'll feel really depressed because I'm contributing to the wastefulness of first world countries. The amount of paper we waste is insane. So my next feature request from Robinhood is to please make all of this available online. I'll thank you very much. The big implication here with fractional shares is that now you can get started with investing for just $1. This makes it the perfect gateway feature for the next new exciting one, which is DRIP. The cash dividends from a DRIP investment works a little differently than how I'm being paid right now. So right now, all these companies are paying me in the app, and then that money is being stored and accumulated under the buying power category. With that money, I can buy more stocks with, or I can transfer it to my bank account and do whatever I want with that money. But DRIP investments work a little bit differently. Whenever you get paid from DRIPs, instead of that money being accumulated under buying power, it's instead going to be reinvested back into the same companies that paid you to begin with. It sounds complicated, but I promise it's really simple. For example, the next time Apple sends me a dividend of, let's say, $27, I can choose to let that $27 be reinvested back into Apple, where Robinhood will automatically keep track of how many fractional shares I have of whatever company, automatically in terms of a percent. And that means I don't have to worry about anything. And the reason people love this feature so much is that you can just buy dividend stocks, set them and forget them because they're just gonna pay you, and then that money is gonna be reinvested by itself, so you don't have to spend time researching, trying to figure out which companies you should be buying right now. Now, I will not be using fractional shares or DRIPs because I'm what's called a seasoned investor, which means I've been properly salted and peppered, sauteed. And what I mean is, when it comes to fractional shares, I don't have a use for that because I invest a couple $100s every month. So I don't need to own a fraction of a share. I would rather own whole shares. When it comes to dividend reinvestment plans, I don't really do that either because sometimes when those companies pay you and reinvest back into themselves, you don't know whether that stock is overpriced or underpriced or where it's at. You're just blindly reinvesting that money, which doesn't mean it's wrong because it efficiently automates your investment process. It requires a lot less work and it gets you great returns. I would just rather have a little bit more control over my own investments. The only catch with dividend reinvestment plans is that they do not give you any sort of tax benefits like a lot of people think. Even though you don't receive that as cash or buying power, you are still liable to 100% pay taxes on that money. If you're from the UK, great news because Robinhood did receive their license earlier this year and they're promising to launch early 2020, which means zero commission trading, no foreign transaction fees, and no minimums coming really soon. High five if you're from the UK. This is gonna be exciting. And I was gonna make a way different video, but then Robinhood was like, news. And I'm like, gotta stay relevant. So I decided to make this video last minute, but I promise Monday's video is gonna be way more exciting, way better. Love you guys, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye. But if you go to Russia and you call someone Vladimir, there's a 50-50% chance their name is actually Vladimir. Like my middle name is Vladimir, my dad's name is Vladimir, my mom's name is Vladimir. No, I'm kidding, it's not. It's Vladimirovich.